What is up, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Tomorrow. My name is Caleb. Today we're here to go over some early rankings for tight ends for the 2021 fantasy season. Now, I'm also going to be sharing with you who my favorite value is in each tier and who my least favorite value is in each tier. So let's get into it. First off, let's go over tier 1, the best of the best. Now, in this tier, we have Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Darren Waller. And my favorite value here in this tier is Travis Kelce. Now, in fantasy football, you want to chase consistent production, and no one is better at that than Travis Kelce. He consistently produces as the best tight end in the NFL, and he's going to give you a huge advantage at one of the most difficult to predict positions in fantasy. Now, my least favorite value is George Kittle. Now, Kittle is an absolute star when healthy. He's a beast, but he tends to kind of play with an all-out style that lends to himself being pretty injury-prone. And when he's healthy, he is great, but again, he is the definition of an injury risk. Now, let's move on to tier number 2, and that would be our solid starters. Now, in this tier, we have Mark Andrews, TJ Hockenson, Kyle Pitts, Robert Tonyan, and Logan Thomas. Now, my favorite value in this tier is TJ Hockenson. Now, the value here is basically in the volume that Hockenson is going to have in the Lions offense, because the Lions really don't have anyone else to pass to. And Jared Goff, he really loves to pass in those short to intermediate portions of the field, where Hockenson should see plenty of targets. And then my least favorite value here in this tier is Robert Tonyan. Now, that's because he's due for some negative touchdown regression after he had a huge year last year where he was just eating up in the red zone. Now, if we combine that with the unclear situation around Aaron Rodgers, Tanyan really should be someone that we should avoid if at all possible. Now, let's move on to our third tier, and that is our streamers. Now, in this tier, we have Dallas Goedert, Noah Fant, Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz, Hayden Hurst, and Mike Gesicki. Now, my favorite value in this tier is Dallas Goedert. And that's because Goedert could instantly become the best receiving option for the Eagles offense and has really shown his talent over the last couple of seasons. In fact, with Zach Ertz's situation kind of being unclear, it's possible he could end up getting traded or released right before the season. And if that were to happen, Goedert would have a great chance to move up into tier 2 and be the number 1 pass catcher for the Eagles. And then my least favorite value here in this tier is Noah Fant. Now, Noah Fant is in a really tough situation where he's going to have to compete with a talented group of pass catchers for targets, and he's also going to have to overcome some mediocre quarterback play, whether that's from Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. So really, it's just not a great combination for Fant, and that's why I'm kind of fading him this season. But here, I'll go ahead and throw this up on the screen. It's my top 20 tight ends ranked for the 2021 season at this point. Now, some of my favorites here, of course, are Travis Kelce and TJ Hockenson, but I'll definitely be avoiding George Kittle and Robert Tonyan going into the season. But guys, please subscribe for more league-winning fantasy information. Drop us a like and give us a comment too. If you ask us a question, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And go follow us over on Twitter, where you can interact with us over there. We'll be giving plenty of tips throughout the season and plenty of good information that should help you in your fantasy football leagues. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.